Happy Chinese New Year, my amazing grade 4 artists. Today we are going to be doing something super exciting, clay, one of you guys' favorite materials. Now, you will have gotten a package of clay from school, but you'll also need some water, either a cloth or some kind of paper as a foundation, and a pencil to do our slipping and scoring. Now, your clay, when you take it out of your package, may feel a little bit dry. So the first thing we're going to do is actually dip your fingers in water and use your fingers like bear claws to get that water inside the middle of the clay. We want to have our clay nice and hydrated. Okay, I've been working my clay to get it nice and wet. It should be pliable and smooth feeling. So when I take my fingers and spread it like this, it is really soft. Okay, today we are going to be making a clay dragon. And we have an example kind of the profile of the dragon where you can see some details and the texture. But we're going to be making this dragon that stands up on a platform. So the first thing that we're going to do is make the platform that it stands on. It really doesn't matter how much, probably about as much clay that fits in your hand. And we are going to place the rest off to the side and use this clay to roll a sphere. We remember that the word sphere is the 3D form of a circle. Now we are going to make a slab, which is the word we use in ceramics for making a pancake. And to do that, you need to stand up out of your chair and use the heel or palm of your hand to press down your clay. Now, this is the reason that we use cloth or paper underneath. If I were to do this on a table, I would not be able to get it off so easily. But my slab is pretty thick and round. What we can do now is use a cup or bowl from home to press down onto it, making a circle. Okay, all these little crumbly bits. I love about clay how you can take water, dip your fingers in the water, and smooth all that out. We gotta tell the clay what to do and hope that it obeys. Very nice. Okay, we can let our platform, our slab, rest at the side. And now the next thing is probably the hardest, and that is we need to make a very long coil of clay. And to do this, I actually like to not do it on my cloth because the cloth rolls around. So doing it on your table is probably best. I'm going to take about the same amount of clay that I used for my slab. And we are going to start rolling and rolling and rolling a very long coil. Okay, how long should we make it? I'm gonna suggest about as long as your fingertips all the way to your elbow. And you'll notice that one end of my coil is pointy for the tail, and one end is a little bit fat for the head. Awesome. We are ready to install our dragon coil onto our base, our slab. Remember, boys and girls, in ceramics, whenever we are putting two pieces of clay together, we always need to do two steps: scratch and add water, or what we call slip and score. So I'm going to work on attaching these two places onto my slab. So I really need to scratch my slab and add some water to those places. Then I can take my clay. First, push down on that back part where the tail is. Use my finger to make it push down. Then create the next joint, the next place where the clay will come together. And you can also scratch and add water in that place too. Okay, boys and girls, I have manipulated my coil into this wavy line and used my fingers to press down in all the places where it needs to connect. Now, the next part is a bit tricky because we are going to actually be working to sculpt the head of our dragon. I would say that I have a little bit too much clay here, so I'm actually going to pull off some of that and then take my fingers and mold the rest of my clay into a bit more like a cone shape at the top. Now, I know that our dragons look a bit like snakes right now, but adding the details next is going to help transform our snake-like form into our Chinese dragon. So, the things that will enhance your work are to add scales on top, texture on the sides, eyes, horns, and maybe even a tongue and nostrils. Let's look at this one from the side. You can see that there's horns, scales, lots of texture, and nostrils and a mouth. Let's see if we can add some of those things too. Okay, boys and girls, so I have added lots of scales, some horns, and texture, of course, to my dragon. You can add anything that you'd like to further enhance yours to make it look more realistic. And with any extra clay you have, you are free to keep and make other things with. As long as you keep it wrapped up in a tight bag, it will stay wet and you can keep using it in other times. Once your clay is dry, you can always feel free to try and paint it as well at home. You'll notice that I painted mine red and gold, but you can make yours however you'd like it, or just keep it plain clay. Okay, boys and girls, happy Chinese New Year and enjoy your clay exploration.